Someone is really starting to realize that they can't live without you. Like, the images that I'm being shown about this person, it's almost like they've been in a battle in their heads over you. Like, they've been going back and forth. It's like they've been trying to convince themselves that they're okay without you. And I see that wall crumbling. There's something about this person feeling defeated. And there's a sense of feeling lost as well, like lost within self. I'm really seeing them questioning if they can do this. Like, they're questioning if they'll make it through whatever this is. So maybe you're in separation with this person. Maybe it feels like this has been, so I'm hearing like either long distance or long time. Maybe it's been a long time that you've known this person or since you've seen this person. I'm also hearing that distance feels like eternity. And so there's really, that makes me believe that there's a deep soul connection here. We have the High Priestess on the bottom here. Goddess Athena, holding the scrolls of wisdom. So owls may be significant to you at this time. Maybe you're hearing owls or seeing owls. You're the King of Wands. So there's something very young about this energy that you share, and then of course followed by the Lovers. I love it. And the Four of Pentacles. Okay, this person doesn't like to share. And the Seven of Swords. I think that you don't understand how much it takes for this person to come out of their self, or like come out of this selfish energy, and they came out of it for you. Like, there's definitely this energy of this person needing to almost possess you in a way, but like not in like a weird way. It's more in like a, like they really want you to be their only one, and they want you to be their only one. I'm receiving that they've been working through trust issues. This person has been, either cheated on in the past, or they've gone through some sort of experience where they lost someone that they love, not out of choice, but rather because it just got like too difficult for them to hold on any longer here. With the Four of Pentacles, this is very much somebody who is like, when they want something, it's theirs, and when they have something, it's theirs, and nobody else can have it. And it's almost like, I don't know why I'm getting last hope with this card. Like, what's coming through is like you're this person's last hope. And with the Eight of Swords, this person's natural instinct is to really just like hide away. Like run away, definitely run away. So maybe you're in this situation where this person is running from this connection, or just not really showing up fully as themselves. I'm hearing that they don't have much to give right now. For some reason, my heart space is opening up and it feels a bit empty. It feels like almost numb. It's like a numb feeling coming through. Like there's not much there. That's really interesting. The reason why it's interesting is because with the King of Wands, this makes me feel like you gave this person hope when you entered their life. Like you came in and allowed this person to believe in themselves again, like believe in who they could be and what they could do here. And for some reason, with the Judgment and the Three of Pentacles coming out, it feels like we're on like a ticking clock. It's like a time is ticking kind of energy, and it doesn't really feel that good, to be honest. It almost feels like you're both running up against something, like the energy of like a pressure of time for some reason. This feels, it feels so heavy in my mind. Like it doesn't feel like something, it doesn't feel like something that you want to hold on to. Spirit, can we have a card for clarity of the highest good right now of what this mental could be? We have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, so there's definitely a need to leave something behind. What it is a lack mindset. That's what it is. It feels like a lack mindset. It's like you're stuck in this mindset of feeling like nothing is enough or nothing is good enough, and that is not yours. That is something from your childhood. That is something that does not belong to you. That is something that you picked up somewhere along the way. It's not your energy to carry. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, that's led to a lot of heartbreak here with the Moon and Death. It's led to a lot of like misinformation or mistreatment. It's like not the life that you're meant to live in that lack mindset. We have the High Priestess and the Lovers, and for some reason it feels like these two cards are meant to stand out from all of the rest right here. You have a higher calling with this person. Like there's something bigger at play here for the two of you to come together in this type of love in this day and time, to make it through what you're going through, to overcome these barriers and these obstacles and everyone around you that are trying to pull you away from each other and come in between this connection. You have a higher purpose to play. And there's a part of me that used to doubt when I would get those messages come through, because I'm like, oh no, that's just going to keep somebody stuck in a toxic situation. But that's not what it is. There's so much misinformation in this world today surrounding what love is and what it's supposed to look like. And with the High Priestess card, this makes me believe that there's a lot of history of projecting onto others your needs, projecting onto others. It's almost like for some reason the words gaslighting are coming through. It's almost like the gaslighting that happened to you is filtering its way out of you, is what I'm being shown. Don't give up on this love. This world may try to convince you of what it's supposed to be and what it's supposed to look like. Only you know what it is. Only you know what trust and what belief you have in yourself, in this person. I'm really seeing the need to cut out the nonsense, like cut out the noise, and allow there to just be love and wisdom, love and learning. Dear soul, before you leave, don't let this moment become just another video you watched. If these words stirred something deep inside your heart, it's because they were meant to find you. Right now, close your eyes for a moment and speak these words with faith. I am chosen. I am deeply loved. I am not forgotten. God is working behind the scenes for me. My love is blessed. My future is secure, and my story is just still being written by His hands. Say it again. This time, believe every word. Let these promises sink into the deepest places of your soul. Let them silence every lie that told you you weren't enough. Let them heal every wound that made you question your worth. And let them remind you that even when you cannot see God moving, He has never stopped working on your behalf. Carry this truth with you today, tomorrow, and every day after. Your waiting is not wasted. Your tears have not been ignored. Your prayers have been heard in heaven. And at the appointed time, what God has prepared for you will arrive in a way that leaves no doubt it was His hand. If this message gave you hope, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you love. Somewhere, someone is fighting a silent battle, wondering if God still sees them. Your share could be the very answer to the prayer
they've been crying in secret. You may never know whose life changes because you chose to spread this message, but God does. And if the Holy Spirit places it on your heart to help us continue sharing these faith-filled messages around the world, you can support this ministry through a super thanks. Whether it's $5, $10, $20, or whatever God leads you to give, every gift becomes part of reaching another heart that needs hope, encouragement, and the reminder that heaven has not forgotten them. They've been trying to convince they don't need you. It's not working. There is a particular kind of silence that exists between two people who mean everything to each other and are currently saying nothing. Not the comfortable silence of people who are at peace. The heavy kind. The kind where one person is lying awake at 3 a.m, running through a mental argument they've had with themselves so many times that the words have lost their shape. The kind where someone is trying, genuinely, desperately trying, to convince themselves that they are fine, that they don't miss you, that the space where you used to exist in their daily life is not as large and consuming as it feels. They are not convincing themselves. And somewhere underneath everything, underneath the distance, the silence, the walls that went up somewhere along the way, you probably already know that. There is a knowing that lives in the body before the mind catches up to it. A quiet, persistent sense that what exists between you and this person is not over, is not ordinary, and is not something either of you is going to simply outgrow or move past by willing it hard enough. That knowing is paying attention to. The battle behind the silence here is what's actually happening on the other side of whatever distance currently separates you. This person is in the middle of a war with themselves. Not a dramatic, visible war. Not the kind that announces itself or asks for witnesses. The private kind. The kind that happens entirely inside someone's chest, in the space between what they feel and what they've decided they're allowed to feel. They have been going back and forth, one day certain they can do this, certain they can exist without you and be whole, and the next day confronted all over again with the undeniable reality that something essential is missing. The wall they built, the one that was supposed to make this easier, the one assembled carefully from pride and self-protection and the reasonable argument that letting themselves want you this much was dangerous. That wall is crumbling. Not dramatically, but steadily, way the walls do, and when the thing pressing against them simply refuses to stop. And what's pressing against it is the truth of what they feel. They are exhausted from this battle. You can't spend that much energy fighting your own heart without it showing up somewhere. In the hollow quality of their days, in the way they've been questioning themselves. In that particular kind of facade, that has nothing to do with direction and everything to do with identity. They're not just missing you, they are missing the version of themselves that existed when you were closed. The one that felt more awake, more possible, more like the person they always sensed they could be. You did that for them, and they know it, and they cannot unknow it. What you unlocked in them, this is important, and it needs to be said carefully because it carries a weight that it's easy to underestimate. This person is not someone who opens easily. If you've spent any time with them and you have enough to feel the depth of this, you already know that about them. They have a way of being in the world that is self-contained. Okay. Guarded in the way that people become when they've been hurt in ways they never fully recovered from. Not cold necessarily, but careful. Deliberate about who gets access to this softer, truer parts of them. They were cheated on once, or lost someone they loved, or had their trust broken in a way that didn't just hurt. It restructured something fundamental in how they approach intimacy. And after that, they learned to hold what is theirs very tightly, to guard it, to never let anything get so close that losing it could undo them again. And then you came along. And something in them, against their own better judgment, against every carefully constructed defense they'd built over years, opened. Not all at once, but enough. Enough to let you see something in them that most people never get to see. Enough to let themselves believe for the first time in a long time that maybe this was actually safe. That maybe you were actually different. That maybe the thing they'd been protecting themselves from was not love itself, but the wrong kind. And that what was developing between the two of you was something else entirely. You gave them hope when they had largely stopped expecting it. That is not a small thing. That is enormous. That is the kind of gift that a person carries with them even when they're trying to pretend they've set it down. The running but here is where it gets complicated. Because people who have been hurt deeply don't always respond to love by moving toward it. Sometimes they run, not because they don't want what's being offered, but because wanting it feels terrifying. Because the more real it becomes, the more they have to lose. Because somewhere in their nervous system, love and loss have become so deeply associated that the presence of one automatically triggers the anticipation of the other. And so the instinct, old, reflexive, deeply programmed, is to create distance before distance is created for them, to leave before they can be left, to shut down before they can be shut out. This is what's happening. The running, the walls, the not showing up fully. None of it is indifference. All of it is fear wearing the costume of detachment. And underneath the fear, right at the center of it, is the thing they are most afraid to admit. They cannot do this without you. Not in the sense of being incapable of physical survival, but in the sense that the life they are living in your absence feels fundamentally smaller, quieter, and less worth showing up for than the one they experienced when you were in it. The mindset that's been poisoning everything. Here is where we need to turn the lens inward for a moment. Because as real and as significant as this other person's struggle is, your own inner landscape matters just as much in this story. There is a mindset that has been running quietly in the background of your experience. It's the kind of mindset that is so familiar, it doesn't feel like a mindset at all. It just feels like reality. Like the way things are, like the honest assessment of what you deserve and what is actually available to someone like you. It is a scarcity mindset. And it was not born in you. It was handed to you. Absorbed in childhood from environments and experiences and people who were themselves operating from a place of not enough. And it has filtered its way into how you experience this connection, making you question what you feel, making you distrust what seems too good, making you wonder whether love this deep is actually sustainable, or whether you're simply setting yourself up for the heartbreak you've been half expecting all along. This is not wisdom. This is an old wound pretending to be wisdom. The gaslighting you may have experienced in this relationship or in the ones that came before it has made it harder to trust your own perception. When someone consistently makes you question what you know to be true, the damage is not just emotional. It rewires something in the way you access your own inner knowing. You start second-guessing the clearest signals. You start deferring to external voices, to what the world says love is supposed to look like, to what other people think about your situation, instead of to the quiet, steady truth that lives inside you and has been trying to reach you for a long time. The deep realization here is the insight that changes everything when it finally lands. The lack mindset is the only thing standing between you and what you already have. Not the distance, not the other person's fear, not the timing or the circumstances or the external forces trying to insert themselves between you. Those things are real, but they are workable. They are the kind of obstacles that love, genuine rooted, soul level love, has always been capable of moving through. But the belief that nothing is ever enough, that good things don't last, that you are somehow fundamentally undeserving of a love this specific and this real, that belief, if left unchallenged, will do more damage than any external obstacle ever could. Because it lives inside you, and it shapes how you interpret everything. It turns evidence of love into reasons for suspicion. It turns the other person's fear into confirmation of your own inadequacy. It turns a connection that is genuinely extraordinary into something you feel you have to constantly justify keeping you. And I want you to hear this with the full weight it deserves. You did not create this mindset, but you are the only one who can decide to set it down. The higher purpose neither of you fully understands, yet there is something larger at work in this connection. Something that doesn't fit neatly into ordinary romantic categories or conventional relationship timelines. The two of you coming together with all the complexity, the history, the walls, the wounds, the distance, the longing, is not accidental. The obstacles between you are not signs that this isn't meant to be. They are the terrain that this particular love was designed to move through. Because what gets built on the other side of genuinely difficult terrain is not fragile. It is not the kind of love that collapses the first time life gets hard. It is the kind that has already proven it can survive something. There are people in each other's lives who would prefer this connection didn't exist. External voices, social noise, well-meaning, but ultimately opinions about what you should want and who you should want it with. The world has a lot of ideas about what love is supposed to look like. Neat, simple, uncomplicated, immediately certain. This is none of those things. And that is not a flaw. That is depth. That is the natural texture of something real rather than convenient. Cut through the noise, not aggressively, but deliberately. With the quiet confidence of someone who knows the difference between other people's comfort and their own truth. Do not give up on this. Is you, specifically, particularly you, have access to something that no outside perspective can touch. You know what this connection actually is. You know what it feels like from the inside. You know the difference between the public narrative and the private truth. And that knowledge is not nothing. It is everything. The other person is still fighting their internal battle. They haven't stopped. That is not abandonment. That is someone who is struggling to find their way back to something they cannot stop wanting. Even when wanting, it feels terrifying. and the ticking clock energy, the sense of urgency pressing in from all sides. That is not a threat, it is a signal. Something is asking to move. Something in the energy of this connection is ready to shift from whatever holding pattern it's been in and move forward. If both people are willing to meet it with honesty instead of fear. Hold on, not with desperation, not a white-knuckled, anxious holding on. That is really just a more elaborate form of fear, but with the grounded, clear-eyed faith of someone who has looked at this connection honestly and chosen to believe in it anyway. Because that is what real love has always required. Not certainty, but courage. And you have more of that than you know. The wall is crumbling on the other side. The battle is ending. And what comes after a person finally stops fighting what they feel, finally surrenders to the truth that they cannot live without you, is the kind of love that makes everything that came before it make sense. It is worth the wait. It is worth the work. It is worth choosing again and again, even when choosing it is hard, because this is what you were looking for all along.